Cure Crusaders along with me. So welcome her to the stage, please. Princess Cruz.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Vivian. My name is Princess Eve Sapanza Cruz, and I'm a 15 and 2-year cancer survivor. That makes 17 years. That's pretty good, right? And Vivian asked me to share my story. I was a little bit nervous because even though I've told this story a million times, it's always hard to talk about what you've been through. So let's start 15 years ago. I was 23 years old, and I had a beautiful 2-year-old daughter, and I was going to nursing school. And I was studying, laying on my belly, and I felt this lump in my belly, and I was thinking, there's no way that I'm pregnant again. And being that I was studying the exact diagnosis that I had, I kind of knew what I had. So in that same sense, I didn't want to get checked. On my husband's birthday, I was doing laundry, and I just felt excruciating pain. Felt like I was going to black out, and I was rushed to the ER. They thought I had an appendicitis, and I said, okay, it's just an appendicitis. And so they did some scans, and they said, you have a large mass in your belly that it ruptured. So you need to have surgery now. I'm like, okay. Had the surgery. They didn't do any testing. They just took it out, and I was good. I'll see you back in 8 weeks. I get a call 3 days later that I need to come, and I need to bring somebody with me to this appointment. So right away, I knew something was up because I was in nursing school. I knew what they were talking about. I knew the procedure, and nobody would go with me to my appointment. So I asked my mom, and she said, yeah, I'll go with you. I'm like, okay. Last minute, something came up, and she said, I can't go. So I said, all right, I'll go by myself. But right as I was pulling out of the driveway, my mom says, you know what, I'll go with you. And I'm so glad that she did, because that's when, for the first time, they told me that I had cancer. And it was ovarian cancer. And again, I think because I was a nursing student, I had the mindset of in the medical field, and it didn't faze me. I just said, okay, so what are we gonna do? Okay, let's do it. And but my mom, she had a hard time. And that was the first time I saw my dad cry. And but again, you know, I went through treatment. I went through it by myself. I didn't burden anybody to take me and stay with me those 8 and 10-hour treatments. And I just put my mind to it, and I just did it, you know, and I survived. They told me that maybe, you know, you probably won't be able to have kids. And I was, at that moment, I was so thankful that I had my daughter. But I'm happy to announce that I still had 4 more kids on that one ovary. That wasn't, so I have 4 miracle babies. Well, they're all miracles. So I have 5 beautiful children. So, you know, even though cancer took that away from me, it didn't take my ability to still build a family. And so I've been blessed. So fast forward to 2011 was my friend that I was working with in the medical field, and she says, hey, you're a survivor. I said, what do you mean I'm a survivor? You had cancer. And I said, yeah, I had cancer. Well, yeah, you're a survivor. And I never understood what that meant. So she says, you know, you need to come with me to Relay. I said, what's Relay? And so she told me about Relay for Life. And me and my husband and my daughter went for the first time. And I was greeted with this like overwhelming love and support, and I kind of was taken back because they didn't even know who I was, but I had a purple shirt, and I felt like royalty. They gave me hugs, they gave me gifts, they gave me free food. They were like, "You're awesome!" High fives everywhere. I'm like, "I don't know you. Okay, this is awesome. I like this." Then we did that survivor walk. I felt like a celebrity. Everybody's cheering you on, everybody's waving, and you're just like, "Hi." Wow, you don't know me. And then halfway through that lap, I saw my husband and my daughter. And I just started crying. And it wasn't until that moment that I realized that I was a survivor. That what I went through was a really big deal. That I beat the odds, you know? And from that moment, I was just like, wow, I'm not gonna take life for granted, you know. I'm gonna put back into this. These, you know, I want to stick with Relay for life. I'm gonna do this, and I've been doing it every year since. Thank you. And it's all because of that friend. She showed me a new family, and a way to give back and a way to fight back. Regardless if I survived or not, there's still people out there fighting. And so I'm so grateful for her. So fast forward again to 2016. I'm still a nurse. I'm still in the nursing field, and I'm thinking, what is wrong with these nursing shoes? My leg is numb, you know, and I should never buy nursing shoes and pay less again. So I threw those away, and I'm shaving my legs. I'm like, why does it feel different when I shave my legs on this side? So didn't think anything of it, but at work, you know, when you go to call out your patient, you open the door and you call Mr. John Doe, and I'm wondering, why is something propping the door open? Like, my body is not touching the door. Something is propping the door open. And I realized that because the chair I sat in was so cushioned, I never noticed that there was actually something there growing. And, you know, being a nurse, we're the worst patients. We don't go to the doctor. We look it up, pull out our Tabers, we look it up on Google. Like, what could it be? What could it be? Oh, it's probably that. It's not, it can't be anything serious, it's that. So I push forward. I'm just dealing with everything, and then again I'm like, there's something wrong. There's bad circulation in this leg. I need to stretch. So I sit down and I stretch my best, and I feel a ball again on my butt bone, as you could say. And right away I freaked out, and I said, okay, no, it's probably that thing that I looked up on Google. And my husband, of course, he's like, you need to go to the doctor. Stop being a bad patient. You're a nurse, you know, go to the doctor. So I did, and they did scans, and they did ultrasounds, and they did more scans, they did x-rays, and then they said, we need to do a biopsy, we need to do an open biopsy, and then they come back, okay, come in for the results, and yeah, it's stage 3 synovial sarcoma. And I'm thinking, synovial fluid, isn't that in your joints? Is this, how did it get there? You know, it's a very, 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 very rare cancer. And so was my ovarian cancer. The type of ovarian cancer I had was very rare. Like, why do I keep getting these rare cancers? And so they told me this is an aggressive cancer. It grows tiny fingers and it goes everywhere. And this doctor was not very, very nice. He wasn't helping me feel good about this at all. And he said, you know, it's going to be hard for me to save your life and save your leg. And I had told my husband that because he wanted to punch him in the face. But I said, what do you mean? I mean, I knew what he meant, right? So right away I Googled who is the best sarcoma doctor on earth. And it was this one, Dr. Chawla or something in LA. Like, okay, I'm gonna go there. And we go through the insurance, we fight through the insurance and everything, and they tell you, you can't go there. You have to go see this doctor. And it's hard because you want, how can somebody possibly deny me the best doctor? Like I want my best chance at this, and it's tough. And we prayed on it. Me and my husband prayed on it. We prayed on it, and everybody that knew somebody that had been touched by cancer, or anybody that believed, had faith. I had people all over the world praying for me that I didn't even know. And those prayers worked, because even though I had to go see a certain doctor, he said, okay, this is an oncologist I need you to go see. I work close with him. Here, go see him now. He's waiting for you. And it was Dr. Chawla. And he is such a good man. He's such a kind soul. He told my husband so bravely and confidently, like, I'm gonna save your wife's life. And I was like, that's some big promises, But he held up his deal. I went through chemo, I went through radiation, I went through surgery, I went through chemo again. And with the support of family and friends and people I don't even know praying for me and supporting me, I beat cancer a second time. And I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful. And everybody tells me, because it's hard. I just lost my my very, 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 very close uncle just a few months ago. And he never smoked a day in his life. He was just a simple man. And he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And they told him, maybe with treatment, you have 4 months. He said, all right, I want treatment. Because 99% of beating cancer is that attitude and your mentality. Like, you just have to believe, you have to put faith, put it all in faith's hands, and just, keep positive, because it's so easy to just give up. And so when you have people that want to support you and fight for you, like this Relay for Life, like, it's amazing. And I highly recommend, like, you tell somebody, if you meet somebody that has or been touched by cancer, you tell them about Relay. And that's what I do. I'm like, if you've never met somebody that understood what you are going through, like, you'll find it at Relay, like, oh my gosh, you actually understand what I'm going through or what I went through, and it's amazing. So, again, it's 99% just your attitude and your mentality and your faith, and you just don't give up. You just keep pushing, you keep trying, you keep fighting. And again, like I said, even though I survived, I'm still gonna fight. Still gonna fight to find that cure. That's why we're the Cure Crusaders. So thank you for listening to my long story.
Does that give you hope? Well, as we begin